Hello again. More World Cup Dominion action. We'll have a quick look at the table. Canada B is in third place right now, 1.5 wins. Match wins, that is. Canada A is at the top of the table, joint with USA B at 3.5 wins. So what we're looking at here is Canada's A team against USA B team. Kaplane representing Canada, and Sweetjohn33, Dominion League moderator, moderated for me last season, I think, representing USAB, also known as USB, because that's a joke somehow. Anyways, we have on the board, what do we have on the opening here? Ooh, 5 for kaplane into a sanctuary immediately. That's something you like to see in general. Sweetjohn has 3 and 4 goes for a silver and remake, perhaps silver and remake. That seems to be a good opening. It doesn't help you get the sanctuary very quickly, but you get the trash, which is almost what sanctuary offers you. It offers you cards out of your deck. Anyway, so we'll wait for Sweetjohn's decision here. Let me look at this table again. Canada A 3.5. So I think they finished up against France at 2.5 to 1.5, which means this 3.5 is probably from another USAB game. Really, USAB sounds kind of funny. I should just say USB. So this might be the second match between USB and Canada. I'm not sure. I should be sure considering I'm casting the thing, but oh well. Anyways, so Sweetjohn opts for Messenger and gives both players a silver. So no remake. I agree with the comment found in the chat there, the most recent one. I don't agree with it, but we'll see what the idea is from Sweetjohn. I'm curious to see what the idea is here, what the idea with the messenger is in particular. So kaplane plays the sanctuary, exiles an estate, and goes for a talisman. Now what is this talisman for exactly? Could be for peddlers. That's probably what it is for. That'll come up in the future, though. It wouldn't come up immediately, but let's again see what the idea is with the early talisman. Alright, so Sweetjohn now gets the remake on turn 3. So why did they want the messenger this early? Perhaps they get 5 for sanctuary. Kaplane gets a second sanctuary here, and here the messenger comes out. So double 5 on turns 4 and 5 for Sweetjohn probably will be double sanctuary for them. They have to decide whether or not to discard the deck here. It is worth thinking about. You would be flipping a sanctuary and a remake. I might flip it here just to have a fresh shuffle with 2 sanctuaries and a remake in it. Alright, so kaplane plays sanctuary again, buys a 3rd sanctuary, so clearly with an eye towards the peddlers here, that talisman plus the 3rd buy of the sanctuary. Well, 4th in total if you're able to connect all 3 of them. Looks like they're going after the peddlers, so that'll be a pile that will evaporate very quickly, which will make Paddocks a lot easier to purchase. You'll get the plus action of the Paddock. Alright, so on 5, let's see what Sweetjohn opts for here. Will they follow with the 3rd sanctuary? They exile a copper there. Alright, so this sanctuary gets top decked with the frog. Kaplane looking to line up sanctuaries here to purchase some peddlers. So they knew the talisman was coming, they knew the other sanctuaries were coming. That's clever choice. Some people would have, including myself, would have snap played that sanctuary. Alright, so out comes sanctuary and remake for Sweetjohn, just cleaning up the deck a little bit here, and this will be some number of peddlers, some number being 2. of the talisman. Hopefully, hopefully that talisman does a bit more work in the future. Well, of course, kaplane would like that. So Cave is pointing out another benefit of going for peddlers is that you get basilica points. Every time you buy a card and have 2 coin more, you get basilica points. There's our first paddock for kaplane. That's reasonable. This peddler pile will go down very quickly. Here is triple sanctuary for Sweetjohn, and I assume they play that remake and go for quad peddler. I really don't see why not. Okay, though they do exile instead. Well, they do play the remake trash into talisman. There's been another talisman bought. I wasn't paying attention to that. So 4 peddlers evaporate, and the rest will go here, it seems. Sweetjohn didn't get any of the basilica points there though, because they had no money. But here, kaplane will be able to pick up basilica points, at least 4 of them. Now let's see what they do with the remaining money. So could think about hireling, but probably Paddock. They've already started in on the Paddocks. There's 2 free basilica points if you buy the Paddock as opposed to a 6 cost. Yeah, there goes the Paddock, and probably nothing else. Yeah. So I think the peddler split went 6 to kaplane, 4 to Sweetjohn, and alongside that, kaplane managed to get 6 points of the basilica for their troubles. It seems like they will win the basilica split as well. So here the talisman for Sweetjohn comes in too late, actually. I'm not sure what they will get with it. They'll probably remake it, to be honest. So the pause here is probably thinking about remaking peddler into platinum. That's also an option. And the talisman could turn into a Paddock. So it was Sweetjohn with the 2 talismans. I expect both of them to get remade here. Yeah, into Paddocks, and probably purchasing another Paddock. Alright, so no basilica points yet for Sweetjohn, and the piles are running quite quickly. We'll see if there's an issue for them or not. Sanctuaries are quite low as well. Just 3 left. So 10 for kaplane, 3 buys. Do we see double Paddock? For kaplane, that seems to be perfectly fine. Paddock is money, Paddock is draw, and you get 1 set of basilica points. You at least win the split there. So let's see how they go about this. kaplane doesn't have a remake. Oh, they go for the remake now, actually. And a Paddock. Okay. So not double Paddock, but instead the remake and the Paddock. So the remake can be used to end the game quite quickly. You could remake some horses into talismans, draw them back, and then empty a pile with messenger or something. All these are ideas, because once the Paddock's empty, you get plus 2 actions as well. Alright. So let's see what John's play is here. Sweetjohn. Sweet John. They have the remake in hand with the messenger and the silver. They could look up to remake, or they could play the messenger and the silver and pick up a Paddock. They are behind here. They have less peddlers, less points, less Paddocks, less of everything. There's no compensation for the position they're in. I mean, 5-2 go in second. These things don't help your situation at all. So they do opt for the remake. Gains a duchy. I feel like kaplane could just play around that way too easily though. And silver turns into messenger. Probably picking up silver here. Yeah, the duchy I think does very little for Sweetjohn. It is too easy for kaplane to play around that duchy. They don't even have to play around it because they still have more points than John. But it is a difficult position for John. I will acknowledge that. It's hard to see a way out. There might be no way out even at this point in the game. You would have to try to catch kaplane on some pile out, but even there, kaplane has the points advantage, so you would need to score and pile out. Just incredibly difficult position to be in for Sweetjohn, I think. But I wouldn't feel too bad as him. Maybe could have opened with the remake instead of the messenger, but I mean, playing 5-2 and second player against a sanctuary board. Very few scenarios where that works out for you, I think. Alright, so kaplane stringing together. There are tons and tons of peddlers. Let's see where they go for the talisman. This could really just be double Paddock and relax. Silver or no silver, though, I don't think matters. Double Paddock ensures the basilica is empty. The basilica points is what I mean, empties in their favor. Actually, they will like claim all of the basilica points if they go Paddock here. That's not something you see very often, that all of the points from this single landmark goes to one player. You do see uneven splits often, but not 12 to nothing. You just get rewarded for scoring. That's kinda unheard of it, especially in the early days of Dominion. But now it's possible to do that. Build and score at the same time. Alright, here is 11th for Sweetjohn. So will they continue with the green plan? Perhaps get a colony. That's very short-lived though. Not sure how long they could sustain that for. And again, it's just 1 point ahead of kaplane, who has tremendous control over this game here. Remember, Sweetjohn remade their talisman, so there's no tricks with respect to a pile out somewhere. I mean, maybe if kaplane empties Paddocks and gives John some plus actions, he could remake horses, maybe draw back the talismans and then pile out the game, but I don't think kaplane will even give that position to Sweetjohn. Probably just get one more Paddock here and look for ways to end the game. For example, they could play all the Paddocks, remake into double talisman, buy colony or something, and then look to end the game next turn. I don't think the kaplane is in any danger of losing this here. They would have to do something tremendously bad, or lose connection or something to squander this position. Yeah, thinking on the remake play here. If they don't remake, they could have 21. They do opt for the 21 actually, so let's see. Colony province, fine. And then pass it back. So, not making the Paddocks completely empty to give their opponent actions to potentially have some counterplay. If John wants actions, they will have to empty the Paddocks themselves. Alright, colony gets exiled, so it's very easy to green here as well, because you could put all your green bricks onto your tavern mat and never have them get in the way of your deck. That is easy enough. So here come all the Paddocks. Probably going to trigger this shuffle with a Sanctuary just to make sure the first few cards in your deck are horses. And then I guess we think about remake. Okay, so our horse goes back on top of the deck with the frog. The horse has turned into a frog. The magic of Dominion. Alright, all the horses go back on top of the deck, and the messenger. This is probably colony then display, yeah. You see, this play doesn't win though. Had they remake the horses into talismans, it would have maybe given them an opportunity to win on the next turn or subsequent turns. Maybe. They're still behind in points even with that colony buy, so I probably am just talking nonsense. And here comes the full strength of the Paddocks. Come home to roost here. You have to wait a little bit for Paddocks to pay off, but when they do, you get remarkable decks like these here. So all the Paddocks come out now, and then you trigger the shuffle to have many horses at the top of your deck. Let's see if the remake happens into talismans here, and then more points for kaplane. Or is there a win on board actually? I should check that. But they have so much money. Oh, remake talisman into Paddock, horse into remake. Okay, the Paddocks are out. Oh, and the sanctuaries. Okay, there you go. There's the game. There's the pile out. I forgot that sanctuary was very low. Alright, so game 1 to Canada. Game 1 to Canada. Alright, let's look at Second Kingdom here. So we have Way of the Goat, which can make all your actions trash cards. Look at this, Way of the Goat. Piazza. You know, there's this nice thing we could do where we could look at the kingdom like this. Big form. Big kingdom. I wonder if I could scroll to make it all fit in one frame. Yes, I can apparently. Cheers. Herald and Imp for draw. Alright, how do the players open? John, first player, Devil's Workshop, kaplane, amulet for John. And I expect the openings to be identical, honestly. Devil's Workshop is very good. You could think about double amulet, but I think you want to start workshopping as soon as possible. Alright, kaplane thinking here. What is the alternative? I'm only seeing two reasonable options, amulet and workshop. Yeah, they do. So mirror openings, amulet and workshop. Alright, John drew none of their opening cards. There's 4 here. What do they go for? You have herald and amulet as your options. I think those are the 2 in contention. Let's see what John decides. Let's see. I'm thinking herald because you don't want stop cards. You want to build as quickly as possible here on our Patreon. While it is money, it is a stop card. There are some ways to reveal Patreon, so it could turn into a lot of money. But they do opt for the Patreon. kaplane trashing, picking up another amulet. Looks reasonable. I assume this is a second amulet for John into a herald at this point. I can't see 2 Patrons on the reshuffle. Surely no. Yeah, there goes the herald. Okay. So kaplane is able to trash 2 cards. Fishing Village and herald here, yep. And reshuffle that amulet in, so that's ideal for them. So John missed the amulet missed the shuffle, which is a big deal. Now they're able to play it, just trash an estate, pass it back. kaplane, I believe, will continue to trash here, probably get another fishing village. No, they took the coin and a herald instead, okay. Here's our patron with our villager, another herald off the workshop. Soon these workshops will start gaining imps. Gains a silver, buys a herald, and there's the imp. First imp for kaplane. Herald reveals patron. There's $3 whole. Alright, so amulet probably trashes. Could think about gaining silver for the imp as well. Or gain silver by Piazza, use workshop for herald. Piazza I think is reasonable now. Heralds are high priority, so ups the trash, goes for 2 heralds, yeah. That's fine. And kaplane will probably take the penultimate herald here. They could go for Piazza, but the herald... Oh, they'd opt for Piazza instead of the heralds. Interesting. I thought they would pressure the heralds more. But yeah, I guess the workshop provides imps, so you don't need the heralds to draw that much. Alright, so John now with the late amulet probably wants to trash as often as possible here. Herald finds herald. Finds more heralds. Well, that's a nice draw. Herald finds patron. Patron printing money. You thought I was just a gold, but really, I'm a patron. Alright. Sweetjohn really wants to buy Piazza here, but then the workshop will gain a gold. So I feel like they will go herald. Oh, market is good for the plus buy, and this is herald, is it? The deck isn't that thin. I think you need the herald. No. Yeah, okay. Cheers. Opts for the herald. Alright. Piazza missing, herald missing, and the third herald finds an imp for kaplane. So that'll bring them to the end of their shuffle here. Oh, and triggers the shuffle actually, my apologies. Trash in their last estate. Here comes market and the last herald for kaplane. Alright, so once we see somebody draw through their deck, we'll see how the herald split went. Probably 5-5 to be honest. Okay, not a great turn here for John. Lack of trashing, or the delayed trashing showing itself off here. So here this will probably switch first player and second player advantage roughly. I think this turn likely to be a market. I know the rogue and the tormentor are tempting. What is in the trash? Nothing valuable, yeah. The tormentor more so than the rogue. But perhaps another market for now is the most stable, most sensible thing for John. And then the next time you have the opportunity, you could consider the tormentor there. They could go up to 8 as well and look at something like market fishing village. That is an option as well. They don't really need the fishing village though. All the heralds plus the look at 4 villagers. Okay, so they go for the tormentor, a little bit risky, I would say. It doesn't draw a card. Let's see how it pans out though. If all the heralds work out for 1 or 2 turns, could be perfectly fine. This is probably... What is this actually? I think kaplane could take the tormentor here. So John's still without a Piazza. Okay, so they go for rogue instead of tormentor, gaining a patron. Right, the heralds are doing work. One herald finds another, finds an amulet. Amulet trashes patron, printing money. Look, you see, the heralds work out, and actually John had the herald split as well, 6-4. Alright, well calculated by John then on the tormentor. But also the heralds had a lot to do with that, connecting at the right time. But the deck was in decent shape now that I look at all of it here. Which is what, 4 coppers in it? So I expect them to respond with a rogue of their own. This is actually double 5 if they want it. They probably do for the imp purpose. So Still no Piazza, perhaps? Rogue and Rogue. Ooh, they want to scrap Kaplane's deck. Here we go. Time to fight. Alright, so the Rogue actually skips 2 copies of John's deck. That's nonsense. Really, that should have hit something reasonably. Anyways, it didn't. I don't think it would have been tremendously impactful, but you know, on principle, that should have turned up something costing between 3 and 6. Alright, market Rogue for Kaplane. Gloves are off now. Okay, Amulet gaining silver. I don't know about that, because that gets in the way of your Herald. And you really want to see these Heralds thrive. You have these Rogue Wars to go after. You know. Alright, Rogue trashes. That's probably the worst hit, honestly. Because now a Rogue changes hands. Kaplane has to choose here between Herald and Amulet. Has to give up the Amulet. And now you're dealing with 3 Rogues versus 1. And to add insult to injury, we have Poverty on board. Cheers. Alright, so here John is probably looking for another buy. Probably double market and take the imp, and then next turn look for the Piazza. Because I think you really want the imps. They're impervious to Rogues. Ooh, this is I like this. This using this Herald to trash, using this Patron to trash. They don't need the money, and they have villagers to burn. So the deck is nice and thin now. Cheers. I like this line. I feel like this is double market, or I mean, if you really want to do it, you could market Rogue and really go after Kaplane's deck. That'll be hard to fight. And I think 2 action cards, because you want the imp. You don't want Piazza market, for example, and then pick up some rubbish 4 cost. Market Piazza. Oh right, they gained the silver at the top of the turn. Right. So that was giving them an imp. Regardless, well planned out here. Alright, so now we have to deal with an army of rogues against 1. Let's see what Kaplane's rogue flips, but it doesn't really matter, because John will just gain it back and then attack back twice. Probably nick something from Kaplane's deck. Alright, come on, show us Rogue. Rogue gains the amulet, right? There was an amulet in the bin. 2 more rogues, so Kaplane absolutely has to continue fighting here. Alright, so nothing is in the trash now, so rogues will scrap something from Kaplane's deck. Tormentor makes it so that Kaplane is unable to buy actions next turn. Gives up this amulet, I imagine. This rogue doesn't really want to take the amulet back, but they have to in order to keep attacking. And you can't really trash these out from the deck either, because the rogue will just pick them back up. You know? Okay, so does play rogue. Why rogue and not markets first? They have some intention of playing amulet for silver, I feel, and then drawing the silver. They have to give up a herald. That's not good. Oh, they give up a rogue actually. Yeah, okay, no, that's better. Because this was the last rogue attack from John. They won't be able to gain that rogue back from the trash. So Kaplane will use their rogue to pick up that trashed rogue for sure. And then have a look at John's deck. Alright, 16, 18 potentially. I could see more rogues, more market, 1 more rogue, double market, something like that. Sweetjohn completely in the driver's seat here. Could even be triple market and just relax on that, to be honest. but I think they would like to have one more rogue, given that, well, they had 3 rogues at the start of this turn. Kaplane was forced to put one of the rogues in the trash, opting for green and a market and a market. And another market. Okay, so enough for the rogues for John. Alright, so Kaplane's rogue will get back its brother. The rogue is the one with the knife, right? Not the one in the armor. Alright, rogue reveals patron. That patron probably gets scrapped. You don't want to give up the herald. Right? You would much rather your opponent have a patron than a herald. Especially considering you're using that herald split to control the game right now. They trashed the herald, but they could have picked up their rogue and then what? That looked like straight madness to me, but alright. It won't hurt them in the end. They'll be able to regain their trashed herald. Alright, so Kaplane also with the green and a silver. Unable to buy actions that turn, of course, because of the Tormentor. Let's see how much trouble this Tormentor will cause. Yeah, a misery at the right time could decide the game, who knows? Alright, Herald's coming in hot. Herald finding imp. This is just brilliant. Brilliant stuff. So the Herald is regained by John, and they have 2 more rogue plays to go through Kaplane's deck. Probably nick something. So we'll gain either a market or a Herald there. You're happy with either one. Kaplane, I don't know. Yeah, let's the Herald go. That's fair. You need the plus buy, I think, more than the draw. You have imps to supplement the draw. This Tormentor doesn't really do anything. Top decks are copper, but actually it'll blank the Piazza, so that's something, actually. Alright. Lots of money for John. Not enough to pile out, and not enough buys to pile out either. Will they continue going for green? This is almost triple green. By green I mean province, of course. But it doesn't have to be all green. I wonder what the delay here is about. I guess what to buy, right? 17, 19, and 3 is 23. I feel like if it was 24, they would snap by 3 provinces. Just take that to the bank. But they probably save the coffers and play with 21, which is province market. Very happily. Province, duchy even is fine. Yeah, and then next turn they have triple province. This hand looks great for triple province. So there's some ideas in the floating around in the chat here about trashing silver on your turn to make your opponent's rogue, not trash important cards from your deck, which is reasonable. Alternatively, they could not play the rogue, but I guess that's still a win for you if your opponent doesn't play a rogue. Giving up on two coin, I guess. Amulet goes down. So here, for example, will Kaplane play the rogue? Probably will play both rogues. One will regain the amulet, and one will trash something from John's deck, which is going to be the silver. The obvious choice here. Yeah. And 16 for Kaplane, so not that far behind. Double province is asking for trouble, But what else do you do? Triple duchy? Yeah, you could actually triple duchy. You could also single province and duchy and something else. All viable options. This is a tough position for him. Kaplane probably knows that John can get the triple province. But if that happens, you lose anyway, right? I think. The way to continue without losing is triple duchy. John cannot empty 4 provinces or piles, so the game would persist for one more turn. That being said, okay, they opt for the province duchy route, which is fine as well. I anticipate this to be the end of the game here, though. John had a great opening hand and just drew into more good things, so this looks like 24 and 3 buys, which will give John the game and allow USB to equalize. Look at this. Look at this rude tormentor. Trashing the Devil's Workshop. Rogue gaining back that vital piece of economy. That silver. Alright, just come on through the deck here. Once they draw everything, they should be fine, and I think they have the draw to do it. Yeah. This is completely winning. Completely winning. Just even take the coin from Amulet is enough money, right? Yeah. You might even get something from your opponent's deck with these rogues. Go on. Rogue? Gains the double. Oh, right. They would have to pick up the workshop, so they won't actually gain anything from the opponent's deck. Imp Copper miss. Exactly. 24, well calculated by John. The money thing. They took 1 amulet for silver, 1 amulet for a coin. I don't have that kind of capacity to count that quickly. I would have just taken 2 silvers and drawn through because I knew I could draw through. Alright, we're up with game 3. Talisman reappears. How nice. Right. Oh right, Big Kingdom. Yeah. Bandit, Butcher, Haggler, Spices. You have Inheritance, huh? And Butterfly. I am not good with the Butterfly. I lose to so many people who make good use of Butterfly. It's not even funny. It's like a glaring weakness in my game. If you want to beat me, just put Butterfly in the kingdom and you probably will. Alright, Hermit for Kaplane. I don't think there's any Madman thing to do here though. Maybe there is, but you would need a lot of butchers to do that. And I don't think you even want to do that with Talisman and Haggler on the board. I mean, stockpile Madmen and have a huge turn somewhere, but I don't see that as a real option. Okay, here's Rats for John. Will Kaplane follow the Rats? Yes, no, maybe. Inheritance isn't the greatest here. There aren't that many good targets. It does follow with the Rats. We're going to get very thin very fast. Alright, identical opponents out the gate here. A hideout for Kaplane. Yup. They know how quickly Rats breed. So does John. Alright, here we have the first Rats and the first Hermit. Opts to trash the estate instead of the Rats. And probably gains Hermit and Madman, right? Yes. Classic plays with the Hermit. So here, John has an opportunity to do the same. So the rats will trash the estate. Hermit trashes another estate. And will probably, make the same play. Hermit into Madman, gain Hermit. Ooh, this is a little unfortunate. Because the Madman, if played, draws one less card than usual. But Jeff, feel like you still play it there. That's fine. Do you gain another Madman here, though? Oh, yeah, it looks like another Madman is in the mix. Alright. Okay, so a very quiet turn for John here. Probably will trash the estate by a 4 cost. Probably. Hermit cannot gain 4 costs, so you would really like to use this opportunity for a 4 cost. Yeah, there's a second hideout. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you want the talisman instead. I don't know. Alright, so kaplane with the Madman. No. They probably play it, right? I can't imagine them not playing it. Yes? Yes. The alternative is to keep it. Right? Okay, no, they do play it. And then try to look for the Hermit with the 2 rats plays, but that is one elusive Hermit. Wow. Probably trashes copper here, cause okay, it trashes estate instead. Wait. How many copper is in Kaplane's deck? Is that last card a copper? Because they really want a 5. Butcher. Right? Is the last card a copper? Okay, never mind. You could get 5s with turning 4s into 5s. See? Just play butterfly against me, you'll win. Right, so our rat gets changed into a butcher. Magic of the butterfly. And another madman gained. Okay, so double hideout. John was also able to play their madman, so has a fairly big turn here. Will they make the same play? You really would like a butcher. Trash these rats for more expensive things like spices, hagglers. Right. They probably do the same thing here. This rats, poor rats. I say poor. Gets returned to the pile for a butcher. Yeah, these things don't fit thematically, but that's okay. Yes, my rats walked along the way of the butterfly and became a butcher. Wait, so they didn't gain any butchers? Huh. They could still gain it and play it next turn. This is double madman probably for John, so it's not really like they're behind, but Kaplane could probably do the same thing, so they probably are behind. Double madman, yes. Oh wait, where did that rats come from? How? Alright, look. John knows their deck better than I do. Okay. Right up there. In fact, 2 madmans to Kaplane's none now. Alright, rats trashes copper, hideout trashes what? Copper. Butcher trashes nothing, just taking the coffers. This rats goes back to the pile for another butcher for a bandit. Ooh. That is cheeky. And hermit turns into madman. One more hermit left in the pile. Alright, so John here has potential to do a little bit more than kaplane, I think. I think they can gain and play a 5 cost this turn and stow that madman for the next turn. I think they can do that. Let's see how they go about it. You could return a hideout here, for example. Gain a bandit or a butcher. Wait, butterfly is what? Action card? So just any card. Any card. Okay. Alright. So John is working through the plan here. Hermit first. Looks at 2 rats. So probably gains hermit. Yes. Doesn't trash anything. Here's 1 hideout to trash a rats. Fine. Butcher. What? The rats to gain what? Five cost, I imagine. Right? Bandit. Time to banditry, yeah? Now they could play the hideout, yeah. Trash the last rats. Then play the bandit. Play the hermit, gain another madman. So at this point, has the hermit run its course? Gains a black cat, because there are no more hermits to gain. And yeah, those are all the hermits from John's deck. They have some number of madmen. Oh, that's a stall turn. Whoa. It's a little unfortunate for kaplane. Just being able to play a hideout on a bandit there. That's tough. And John opens with a madman into bandit, trashing kaplane's gold as well. That's worth mention. So now, what do you do here? How do you play this? Butcher gold into province is obvious. Oh, butcher gold into spices. Hear me. Gold into province is obvious, like a real clown. But surely now you buy province, right? What else is there to do? You slowly run out of resources. Hideout can't keep trashing things. There are only so many madmen. Also double cat, okay. Wants to stock up on the cats before going green. Black cat is a real deterrent for your opponent to green. It's so bad. You buy a green card and then you see your opponent just put 3 cats on the table. Your province is half its value and your opponent has 6 extra cards in their hand. Well, not 6, but 3 extra cards in hand. Feels very bad. Anyways, so kaplane's butcher also turned our gold into spices here. And I think each player has 1 madman. That can't be right. I think Sweetjohn has both of them. No? Well, we'll find out soon enough. So open with Madman. The Butcher is the top card on the deck. Here's Hideout to trash what? A cat or a hideout? Those are the two obvious targets. I don't see what else you're trashing. And okay, the cat gets trashed. Bandit played. Do we now play a cat? Or what? To pick up the gold? What does he play here actually? Because I thought they would have gone for green last turn. Did they go for green this turn? Butcher first. Butcher what though? Butcher just for coffers? No, the spices gets trashed into another spices, okay? It gains you some coffers. And now what? Hideout, kill a cat, play the last cat to draw your money. No, just cat. Didn't find the gold. Okay. Double cat. Huh. Okay. Really going in on these cats. And kaplane breaks again. Could have considered rats into cat there. But didn't want. Okay, no. So the madman are 1-1. And kaplane buys a cat. Yeah, they haven't had good turns for the last 2 or 3 turns. That's bad. And okay, here John just stops and buys all the cats. Alright, so now the piles are very thin actually. Rats, as we know, can empty very quickly, but also these, I swear, these cats are so annoying because this is our third pile. This is a legitimate third pile. You know? Somebody could green and then half the curses run out. Makes it easier for them to pile out. But if you're not greening, what are you doing? You can't build forever. What else do? You probably get more spices and wait for your opponent so you could fire your black cats first. Maybe you could wait one more turn, but you're out a madman now. And the deck will fall apart soon enough. How many rats are in the bin? 6. Somebody has 2 rats. Somebody has 1. Probably holding on to the rats in the event that our rats pile out becomes possible. There's a lot of rats, but it can be done though. It can be done. Kaplane cannot do it now, being 0-0. Because all these coffers, this is the advantage of coffers, right? Rats could just eliminate everything from your deck. You still have 8 to buy a province at the end of the rats fiesta. Oh, did Kaplane calculate our win? They have 2 rats. What will they trash? If Kaplane wins, John can't be feeling good about that. They had much better turns for the rest of the game, for the entirety of the game. They still have this madman in store, and it seems like Kaplane has calculated. There is a rats pile out on offer. Oh my word, that is disgusting. No! Even two coffers would have done it there, right? Just the estate. Even butterfly to duchy, as the chat points out. Nah, nah, nah. Oh, wait. What is this? What is this? Oh my god! The cats! No! The cats! The cats! 6 cats! 6 cats! To neutralize the province, and Kaplane didn't convert the last rats to duchy. Well, I didn't see that happening. That is game for John. Kaplane loses on first player. And they had a win. Jeez. See? Stupid cats. Stupid black cats. Oh, I'm winning easily. Ha ha ha. Let me just throw 6 black cats at your face. Alright. 2-1 in favor of USB. John has to be feeling good about that because, okay, I had the roller coaster, right? I saw the rats and no, did I miscalculate? Did I leave everything too late? And then I just see this stream of black cats, one after the other. Woo! Okay. Game 4. John leading. 3 copper, Kaplan another 5-2 open. Canada could save their 5-2 opens for finals or semi-finals, crucial situations. Nah, here is good though. You would have preferred 2-5 to go Fisherman Treasurer. You could even open with ill-gotten gains, right? How are you trashing the curses? You can't trash the curses. Could just be a ill-gotten gains game. Could be. So Fisherman for John, yeah, straight up. Hold that curse. Open with that curse. John probably follows with horse traders. Right? Captain could have opened treasurer there to take on the key and then gone for gains. That's an option. That's the straight ill-gotten gains is fine too. Alright, so John sees that Kaplan has drawn first crow. How does John respond? With a marauder? With a horse traders? With an overlord? Play overlord as treasurer the one time and then take your key. Oh, we didn't do Big Kingdom. Hold on. Check it out. Big Kingdom. Ta-da-da-da-da. Alright, this is interesting how you respond to that ill-gotten gains. He does up to the overlord. John, that is, ups to the overlord. Kaplan gets an overlord on 2. Alright, debt repaid by John, debt repaid by Kaplan. And buys a horse. Well, buys a ride to get a horse. Kaplan now completely out of debt. This overlord, is it treasurer? Is it something else? It is treasurer. Will you take the key? Trashing doesn't seem helpful when your opponent has shown intent to drop curses in your deck. Trashes anyway and buys an actual treasurer. Yeah, okay, Kaplan takes the key and this is another gains. Yeah. Alright, Kaplan seems to have the upper hand here, I think. 4 is what? Marauder. Dungeon for kaplane, very good card in these kinds of decks. Sifts through the bad cards, finds you the good ones more quickly. Probably a dungeon for John again. I'm curious to see what John's plan is here. Are they planning to disregard the ill-gotten gains entirely? Kaplane taking a trash now that they have the key, picking up a third ill-gotten gains. So this overlord, what are you being played as? A fisherman. And they collide, no. Alright, John takes the key back and starts in on the ill-gotten gains. Alright, that is 4-1 in favor of kaplane for the ill-gotten gains. That's 4-2 now. Here's number 5 for John. They will lose that split. Oh, no, pause for a province. Pause for a province. Take it when you can. Yeah, this marauder is unlikely to be very impactful. This has to be city, right? I mean, it could be port. It doesn't really do anything different. Takes the key back. Alright, 4-3 on the gains count. And John will actually level up the gain split here. Another dungeon for kaplane is nice. So this John has to be happy about this. They were down 3 ill-gotten gains and now they've equalized. And what is this? Triumph. That was unexpected. I mean, they did gain 2 coppers from the 2 ill-gotten gains. But that seems like you would want to do that later in the piece. Probably just play the classic ill-gotten gains game and go for duchies. Unless Triumph is more profitable. It was the same there, but now you're in 1 debt. And alright, John ahead on the ill-gotten gains count here. Probably will win the split 6-4 actually. Well, how the tables have turned. Yeah, probably takes IGG and moves on. Yeah, so John wins that split by 6 of them. Kaplane only buying 4. That being said, kaplane is ahead in points with the province and the single triumphant estate. Alright, so kaplane gets their overlord down, probably as treasurer, taking the key back. That extra coin is very helpful in these messy decks. 6 is what now? A treasure of their own, okay. So not going after duchy. This is a province and the key will be taken back, I assume. Right, I think, yeah, if you want the province you have to play the spoils there, and John is hot on kaplane's heels here. I think the curse split will be decisive, but you never know with these kinds of games, you know. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 rubbish draws in a row and your opponent gets 2 or 3 good ones in a row and then you can't do anything. There's our city, that's cute. So the kaplane doesn't want the duchies. I think they had a couple opportunities now to go after it if they wanted. They are saying no, I would like provinces. This is a triumph for 2 VP and 1 debt. I buy a horse traders or a dungeon, I think. Alright, kaplane just passes. Now let's see if Sweetjohn wants the duchies or not. Is this another triumph? Yeah, alright, that's fine because you're not in debt and is as good as a duchy. Overlord a city, nice. Gets the draw, gets the money, gets the buy, which is probably not impactful, and gets almost a province. Double triumph. That is nice, actually. That is very nice. That single city. The extra buy I said wasn't relevant. I lied. It was relevant. Ooh, opt-in for treasurer here. Yeah, we'll take the province, not wanting to push the game to a 3 pile. Alright, alright. I like that move there from John. Debt repaid. Triumph again. Probably not. That seems bad. Just passes it back. Yeah, okay. The few spoils from the Marauder have been helpful. I must say that. It came out in critical hands, converting them into province hands, I think. This looks like another triumph. And will also be debt free after the triumph. Yeah, that one was better than Duchy there, actually. Treasurer, will you take the key? Will you take a copper from the bin? Gains a copper from the bin. Yep, going up for province. Okay, okay. Kaplane keeping up. Kaplane keeping up. This here looks like... I think you take province here. You can't leave it for some random city to show up and you lose on some... I don't know, Duchy Triumph play. Alright, what do they do with their treasurer? Gains a copper. Oh, this is a lot of gain. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a huge triumph. This is almost as good as province, right? This is probably as good as province. Now, will it lose to city buy into Duchy estate? Into Duchy triumph? It could lose into that, but that has to be a ridiculous hand for that to happen. I think it's safe to take the triumph here, push the game to the end. That was as good as province. Puts the game close to ending. And the win is in hand for John, unless Kaplane could come up with... I assume they would even take 7 points for the tie here, but nothing is doing. Buys a pawn, doesn't matter. Yeah. Alright, so 3 games to USB, 1 to Canada. I'm not really sure what happened there. John was down 3 ill-gotten gains. Deck was in bad shape and then somehow ended up winning that split. I guess Captain just couldn't find the money. You know, which is part of the reason why I initially suggested opening Treasurer. That would help stabilize your money. Because it's the same thing like playing Duchy Duke, right? 5 is your price point. You need to spend a handful, literally a handful, like 5 or 6 turns building money and then go. Maybe you need a little bit less from... Oh wait, they stopped here? What? Alright, well I guess we have half a match to show you. 3-1 and they'll play the next 3 on the weekend at some point. I don't know if I'll be able to cover it, but until next time, thanks for watching.